lead generate, you are not probably going to make it during the next essential transition to whatever the new macro trend is, which in our opinion is going to pivot back towards direct personal communication. If you want to know where the market's going, you want to know who the people are that are making the money, they're the ones that have the skill set to know how to pick up the phone, have real conversations with people. The agents that are going to be the ones that are going to be on the pile of the scrap heap of agents, as the market marches on, they're going to be the ones that have only learned how or think they've learned how to generate stuff online. The online mega cycle is coming to an end. Consumers are looking for people that can have direct communication, direct conversations. Julie gave an example the other day. An agent who was working for a brokerage, the brokerage was buying leads from Zillow. The agent, who was a new agent, if I remember correctly, was smart enough to say, why the hell is my broker buying these leads, spending all this money with Zillow? Because at the end of the day, when we call these leads back, all these leads want to do is talk to the listing agent. As soon as they find out I'm not the listing agent, they hang up, and I'm not going to lie to them about being the listing agent or obfuscate the question about, am I the listing agent, right? You guys see we're at the end of that cycle. When something becomes really, really hard to make work, it's usually because it's not working, period. Full stop.
Yeah, it's on the outs.
Yeah, exactly. And so
it's just a matter of how long you're willing to not believe that and try and make it work and put up with your own frustration.
But so
that's what it comes down to.
This is how far things have come.
Yeah.
You get in the business now, you need to be aware, right, of all the digital stuff. But you need to be working on all the practical, tactical stuff that's going to get you paid the next 60 to 90
and
days.
Those are the agents that are flourishing right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, and here I'll prove it even further. If for our listeners that have had transactions closed, maybe not the newbies can relate to this yet, but of everyone who has had deals close, what have your favorite deals been? Haven't they been the ones that you had direct personal contact and connection to? Not the colder ones that, I thought they were working with me and then they ghosted me. Well, they're not attached to you. You barely had a conversation with them if you've conversed at all other than text.
Our top clients, and this has always been true,
Yes.
are always getting their businesses from a majority of their businesses from usually three sources. Mm-hmm. And these are the ones that have consistent business, have consistent profit
in any market.
And it's always going to be the centers of influence and past clients.
Yep.
It's always going to be forms of proactive lead generation.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually 2 or 3 forms of proactive lead generation, but all of them consistently have the center of influence and past clients.
That would be called spokes in the wheel.
That's right. Hey, we have a whole book in our whole chapter in our book about that.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, we're close to 500, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Did you look? 5-star reviews on Amazon for our book, Harris Rules. If you're looking for a little weekend reading, you can read the book, obviously, or you can just download it on Audible and listen to it. And again, it's called Harris Rules. And thank you guys for continuing to rate it so highly. And yes, Julie and I do go to Amazon and read the reviews. It's almost as motivational as a really strong cup of coffee.
Almost. It's gaining on it.
Oh, which, by the way, some of you guys, a lot of you have been joining our Premier Coaching Program. And we've made it as easy as possible for you to join. And I'm going to give you a little bit of details on that now. A little bit, don't worry. And we're going to get to Julie's next point that she's prepared to where to find sources of listing leads. So all you've got to do is text the word success, SUCCESS, to 47372. Text the word success to 47372. And when you do, we're going to text you back a direct link to go and read about the Premier Coaching Program, and then you can choose different ways of enrolling in the program. If you choose to use the third option, the finance option, the Premier Coaching Program is basically $100 a month. So every single one of you can join and be one of our coaching members. And you are entitled to a daily semi-private coaching call. Yes, you're going to get all of our scripts. This is the full suite product. This is not, we're holding anything back. You're going to basically have a daily semi-private coaching call. You're going to have access to our 24/7 coaching on demand. You have all of our scripts, all of our listing presentations. Yes, you get the pre-listing pack. Yes, you get the buyer presentations. Yes, you get everything we always talk about, and it's mentioned in our book. That's how simple it is for you to become a Premier Coaching member. If you want to be where the market's going to be, if you want to have an unfair advantage in your marketplace, do what the top agents in the country have, by the way, always been doing, which is the way we coach agents to be successful in real estate. I got news for you guys. You don't have to have a team to be successful. You don't have to have a fancy brand or be the mayor of your digital town or be an online influencer or do any of the things that people are trying to sell you to believe to be successful. You really don't. Success being measured by essentially running a long-term business with lots of profit. But what you do have to learn is what we teach you in Premier Coaching. You can't skip the step of knowing what we're trying to teach you. And if you try to, if you say, you know what, Tim, I'm going to go buy my business. I'm just going to pay referral fees. I'm never going to learn how to be a proactive lead generator. That is not sustainable because remember I was just talking about Dave Ramsey? It was great when it started and now it's oversaturated and too expensive and largely unprofitable for agents. That's the same thing that happens with all these ideas. And as long as you're buying your business, you're always going to be beholden. You're never going to be free. You're never actually going to have a consistent business. So you have to decide that you are indeed a real business owner who is going to create real revenue with real profit for a really long time, or you're just going to decide you're going to be a flash in the pan and just do the bright, shiny objects things. I have a feeling if you listen to Julie and I every single day, and there's tens of thousands of you who do, you are definitely on the side of someone who wants to build a real business. The